Hey, this is the Bun Mom Life with me, Jessie, and my 4 bunnies, Roo, Linus, Timo, and Kumo. Come and join us for stories about our journey as a bunny family. Let's hop to it. Hello, Fluffle Fam! Today, we're talking all about dental procedures. Bunnies have teeth that continuously grow throughout their lives. I read an article that mentioned their teeth grow on average about 1 centimeter a month. So their teeth need to be continuously worn down to prevent overgrowth and abnormalities. Usually with a proper diet, meaning mostly hay, plus some fresh veggies and small amounts of pellets, their teeth can be maintained and kept in pretty good shape. And chew toys like apple sticks can also help. But hay is the most important component when it comes to keeping teeth healthy. Our bunnies love hay. Roo and Kumo will happily sit in their litter box munching their hay for an hour or more when it's refreshed, and then, of course, continuously revisit throughout the day to graze and snack some more. So, why do they still need routine dental procedures? Well, for them, diet isn't the issue. Unfortunately, it's their genetics. Certain bunny breeds are much more prone to dental disease. So even with a proper diet, Roo and Kumo both still struggle with this. For Hollandlops, dental and ear issues sometimes don't show up until later on in their life. And Roo has reached a point in her age where her dental issues have now started to come up. She's 5 years old. For Kumo, he has had dental problems since the day we adopted him. Both of them now need regular dental procedures to maintain their teeth. Kumo every 4 to 5 months, and Roo about every 5 to 6 months, and that may change as they age. When we first adopted Kumo, his teeth were in terrible condition. He had previously been on a poor diet of mostly pellets with very little hay. He didn't like hay at all at first. Because of that, he needed 2 procedures in just 3 months. But after we were able to slowly transition him off of mainly eating pellets and got him mostly eating hay, because in this house our pellets are very portioned, now he loves hay, and his teeth have improved so much. The frequency of his dental procedures has gone down to about every 4 to 5 months, which is so much better. It means less stress for him, less stress for us, and of course, easier on our bank account too. Our vet always takes x-rays of the bunny's teeth before and after, and sometimes they do share the photos with us. I'll post what I can find in our stories if you'd like to see, and I'll also have them saved in highlights so you can check them out later if you miss that 24-hour story window. Thankfully, both Roo and Kumo's dental issues are relatively minor. Their procedures typically include getting the spurs and the sharp overgrowth removed, teeth shortened, and an occlusion angle of 20 degrees reestablished. If these are left untreated for too long, they can cause pain and discomfort, which may lead to Roo and Kumo not wanting to eat, and that can cause much more serious problems, like GI stasis. We try to stay super on top of their dental care, and with our vet's guidance, we have a pretty good sense of how long we can wait between procedures so things don't get out of hand. When we first learned Roo needed dental surgery, her teeth were apparently worse than Kumo's, which really surprised us since Roo gets her routine health checkups every 6 months. So we're not sure if this was missed in her earlier or latest checkup, or if somehow her teeth just worsened very quickly once the issues began. But thankfully, after her first procedure, she didn't need another until almost half a year later. Some bunnies, like dwarf breeds, are even more prone to dental problems and may need work done every 2 to 3 months. Unfortunately, this is largely due to breeding. Breeds like Hollandlops, Lionheads, and dwarfs are bred to look a certain way that people find cute, but this often leads to health problems, kind of like the pugs in the dog world. With Roo, we have to watch not only her teeth, but also her ears as she ages, since lop-eared bunnies have narrower ear canals that make them much more prone to infections and other ear issues. More serious dental conditions can involve teeth curling in different directions or growing at odd angles, like sideways. The most important thing is catching these issues early. Unfortunately, there's no cure for dental disease, only maintenance. Staying on top of it helps prevent bigger health problems, like GI stasis. During dental procedures, we always bring Roo and Kumo together so they can comfort each other, keep each other company, and it also prevents the vet visit from affecting their bond. If one bunny goes and the other stays home, sometimes the smells and stress can cause them to see each other as a threat afterwards. The procedure itself is pretty quick. The bunnies are put under anesthesia, and the dental work usually only takes about 10 minutes. Afterwards, they're monitored at the clinic to make sure they wake up safely, that they maintain good body temperature, they're starting to eat and poop again, and they're showing stable vitals. Once the vet is confident they're okay, we get that call to pick them up, and that's usually later on in the afternoon. Here's an interesting fact. When bunnies are under anesthesia, their eyes stay open. I did a quick search and learned that this is because anesthetic drugs can inhibit the natural reflex to close the eyes and reduce the production of tears, which leaves the cornea exposed. To prevent them from drying out, the vet needs to apply lubricating eye drops throughout the procedure and also afterwards as the anesthesia is wearing off. If the eyes dry out too much, ulcers can form, and some bunnies are more susceptible than others. Roo is very prone to ulcers. She's developed them in 2 out of her 3 procedures so far. And the third time, our vet team was extra proactive about really hydrating her eyes throughout and afterwards. We also gave her eye drops at home for the next couple of days. Thankfully, she didn't develop ulcers the last time. But during that first week, we were definitely super paranoid and thought one eye was definitely looking irritated. We took her back to the vet, but it turned out she was fine. No ulcers. What a relief. Honestly, I wish there were an at-home ulcer checker. During her earlier procedures, she had them in both eyes, poor girl, and it took over a month to heal the first time. So we were back at the vet's every week to check her eyes, check the status of those ulcers to see if they were getting better. And we even had to switch to another type of eye drop, eye medication, to see if that would help the healing process more. It was rough because every time we took them to the vets, they're stressed, right? So it was not a fun time. Kumo, on the other hand, has never, ever had ulcers despite having 4 procedures so far. So, as we always say on this podcast, every bunny is different. After the procedure, our buns are usually prescribed Metacam for 2 to 3 days to manage pain. And at home, we monitor their eating, drinking, pooping, peeing, and energy levels, the usual. They're usually pretty exhausted right after, not just from the anesthesia, but also from all the stress of being at the vet hospital all day. All the noises, all the handling, all the different smells. So when they come home, they mostly just want to sleep. They're finally able to relax, and so they rest. And it's always such a relief when they're hopping into their litter box soon after coming home and nibbling on hay again. We haven't had to supplement with critical care after any dental procedures so far, thankfully. They've always gone back to eating right away and eating a very good amount. When they return from these procedures, the fur around their eyes is often pretty gunky from all the eye drops and it drying up on their fur. So I usually use some warm water and soft paper towels to gently clean the area while they rest. They're usually so tired that they don't even mind. They'll just be lying there going to sleep while I'm gently cleaning around their eyes, and I'm sure it's comfortable for them as well. But if it's really built up around there, I'll put them on a table just to make it easier to clean everything quickly so that they can be comfortable again sooner. Usually within just a few hours, they're back to their usual selves. As for cost, These procedures range around $600 to $700 Canadian for us, and that includes the anesthesia, the dental procedure itself, the hospitalization afterwards, and the pain meds after. So, yep, bunnies can definitely be expensive. At the time of recording this episode, Kumo has had his routine dental procedure a few weeks ago and is doing superbly, and Roo's is coming up in a couple of weeks. Send her lots of good vibes. We're hoping she doesn't develop any ulcers again this time. And that's all for today's episode on routine dental work. Does your bun need any dental procedures done? How do you feel about them? How does your bun handle them? We'd love to hear all about it. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you're enjoying this podcast, it would mean so much to us if you subscribed, followed, rated, and maybe even left us a review. Thank you all so much for being here. Have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are. And remember, you are loved and cherished always. Our Bun Buns send you lots of boobs. Bye!